This is exactly how to become the most interesting woman in the room. Despite what you might think, it is not about being the most outgoing or loudest person in the room. It is actually about being the most authentic and engaging person. The first thing you need to do is become curious. Cultivate curiosity. Try to create conversations and questions that most people don't really ask. Instead of asking, what job do you have? Ask, what is the most surprising part of your job that most people won't expect? Or you could simply ask, what is the most rewarding part of your job? The key is just to show interest and go deeper with the questions that you ask. Show that you are thinking and putting yourself in the perspective of the other person. To become the most interesting woman in the room, you have to know how to connect with other people and connect them to each other. But also another thing you can do is connect people to new ideas. The third thing you can do is to actually share what you're learning, because life is just a journey of learning and experiencing each phase of your life. If you know more things about psychology than the average person, you could say, instead of saying, I know a lot about psychology, I've been reading psychology books, you can say that, do you know how the subconscious mind affects us on so many levels and affects our day-to-day decisions? And when you're sharing what you have learned, try not to come off like a know-it-all, because this can honestly, it doesn't feel good. The fourth thing you can do is master the art of a unique and genuine compliment. Give a truly sincere compliment that the other person probably has never heard in their entire life. Think of something so unique, and not just something like you compliment them on the color of their eyes, because they didn't have to work to get the color of their eyes. Try to think about what that person truly wants in life, and what do they put all their efforts into. What do they care about all the time? What do they talk about all the time? When you enter a new space, try to focus on the energy you want the other person to feel. And you can first embody this energy yourself, and this energy can be absorbed by the other person. Don't be afraid to ask the unexpected questions. It's always fun when somebody has a good question for you, or really shows how much and how deep of a thinker they really are. It's really fun to have deep conversations. Avoid the trap of asking the most generic, boring questions like, how are you? What did you do? This honestly just drains me of energy, because I do not feel inspired or excited to answer. But if you ask me the question, what is something you wish most people understood about you? I would be so excited to answer that question, because I don't get that question often, and it gets me thinking, what can I say? When you ask questions, try to avoid the questions that can either be answered with a yes or a no, because then the conversation can just die out. Asking questions like, what are you struggling with right now, and how are you deciding to overcome your struggles? Really, the key to become the most interesting woman in the room is to be the most interested. The key is just to be interested in other people, to enter their world and their perspective. Try to embrace your quirks and your uniqueness. Too often we try to hide the parts of ourselves that make us stand out. So I challenge you to embrace those parts of yourself. I want you to comment down below, what is a unique hobby that you have that most people don't have? I truly love seeing other people get so passionate about the subjects and topics that they like. So show enthusiasm, show the person with your body language, with your eyes, your tone of voice that you are interested. Enthusiasm is the most contagious tool you can bring into a room. But the catch is that your enthusiasm has to be authentic and genuine. You cannot fake it, because people can instantly pick it up. Instead of saying, oh, I like the book that you gave me, you can say, The book that you gave me really changed my perspective on how I approach other people and blah, 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 blah. You just have to go deeper into what you want to say. Be an engaged storyteller, not just a speaker. You need to learn the art of storytelling because it is the stories we tell ourselves and tell other people that honestly stay in our minds for years to come. Tell stories that engage the imagination. When I traveled to Tunisia, I met a local woman who sold jewelry, and I asked her story, and she told me that she spent her last $50 to create this business, and it just shows how one small decision can change the impact of her life. Paint the scene with sensory details, the smell, something to touch, anything, just paint the scene. A good story is one that makes you feel that the other person is right there experiencing it with you in real time. Let me know what you learned from this episode, and don't forget to support me by liking this YouTube channel. Bye.